You tell the people down there to cease the noise or go on the other side. Can we go tell them, please? Let's make sure. So let me make sure that we are good to go. So let me make sure my microphone is working. We are good. You know, that's how I tested my microphone just now. I'm not here for long. I told you I don't do. Look at Sam McKay. Sam McKay, how you doing? Yeah, a lot of people called me today, and they said, "Oh, my man, exactly what you said with respect to Article 38 came into full swing." A lady who called me and said, "What, Eugene? You're not small, man." I said, "No, it's not small, man." Share the video. It's just knowing that you went to school, you learn, and you learn well. Never be ashamed of your culture. When you see the thing like country bread, I didn't here dropping my weight. Share the video because I'm going to come fire again and watch what will happen. It'll be exactly what I'm explaining to you. It's going to be exactly what's unfolding. It's called political science. You know, I'll just taste small of my country bread. I know that country bread where when the rice just start growing, they you know, the other person thing, I will call their name when they insult. Now no, they give me the stuff to block them. Facebook gave me the option to block you. Then why you put yourself in that position? You put yourself in that position, I will block you. I got nothing to gain from you. Okay? Nobody call you here. And tonight is my blocking night. One person already gone. One person gone. How you send me to school? I went to school. I studied. Now you send me to school. So if you come here on my own life, I will block you. Quick. Okay? So let's share the video with as many persons as you can. Yesterday, on Sunday evening, I raised the issue of Article 38. So before I go into Article 33 to explain to you the scenario of what is unfolding, let's go over Article 38 that I read again. Okay? Article 38 says, each house shall adopt its own rules or procedures. You see what it says? Enforce order, make sure there is order in the house, and with the concurrence of 2/3 of the entire membership, may expel a member for cause. May expel. It didn't say shall, meaning it's a give and take situation. Okay? And it is very clear when it says, and with the concurrence of 2/3 of the entire membership, may expel a member for cause. Each house shall establish its own committees and subcommittees, provided, however, that the committee on revenue and appropriation shall consist of one member from each county. Now listen to this. This was what I taught on Sunday to the Liberian people. Listen to this. All rules, you heard me say it repeatedly, adopted by the legislature shall conform to the requirements of due process of law laid down in this Constitution. You heard me saying it over and over and over and over and over. Meaning, like I said, I criticized the brother because I felt he was supposed to do the right thing, stay on course, and do the right thing. Preach for due process, not insult people or cuss them up and stuff like that. So, what happened then? What did we see? We saw something. Okay? We saw something. And when I preached that, there were good people listening. And they said, wow, Fahngon, we didn't see that coming. Yes. Because he said he wanted due process, which is a fundamental right of any Liberian citizen. But people went and challenged it. And then we went back. I'm here today for Article 33, not the 38 that I talk about. But I'm just refreshing your memories on what I said. And today it came to pass that the Supreme Court says, yeah, the law in Article 38 says, and I quote, even though you got your own rules in the house, but if you read Article 38, the last sentence says, all rules adopted by the legislature, meaning no matter what kind of rule you make, the Constitution, as I letter it and show it to you people, does not care about your rules. Who cares? The Constitution says, all rules adopted by the legislature shall conform. It is an order. They're not asking you to the requirements of what? Due process. And if I want to waste my time to go to the requirements of due process, then we'll have a problem. Okay? So then, you say, okay, Eugene, we saw somebody say, please adjust the sound. Adjust the sound? What that's supposed to mean? Well, I don't have to adjust the sound. I just need to turn off this microphone and see if I'm, yeah, because you know, sometimes when you buy a new gadget, it can want to act new, if you know what I mean. So let me see if the sound will be better on my own end. See if the sound will be better. See the country bread. Oh man, you gotta catch up with us on your dropping my weight. All right, so now I've turned off the microphone, and somebody says the sound is good. It's good, okay. I'll be dealing with these kind of funny microphones. You see what I did? What doing our thing was all right, and go post it last thing, say check out the whole thing. But you see, apparently, someone from the Supreme Court was listening and said, well, they're not the voice rules Fahngon read or whatever. That was the Constitution. And what the Constitution says is that all rules in that house must conform. It must conform to the requirements of due process. So we are not interfering. We are telling them to go back and make sure they carry out due process as the law states. As you know, the Supreme Court is the final arbiter of justice. So it was not interference. The judiciary is responsible to interpret the law. And so they interpreted the law to say that due process. All right. So they told them to go back to the chamber. Right? Today he says, Eugene, how can you help us now? We saw them today. They were in the chambers. Share a video. You know, every time I come to educate. Okay? Now, then what happened? We saw them in the chamber. We saw Fala presiding as deputy speaker, but we're not understanding what's going on. Here the 43 were in the chamber, the other people went around, they danced around, and Fendela came with 23 men, and they start chasing him for the small money. He started running down Fala Ministry, down Broad Street. It's fine. But you want to understand, Fahngon, you guys are the guys that went to school for this thing. Tell us, we saw these people in the chamber that I refer to as the majority black. And then Thomas Fala had to preside. Fahngon, we don't understand what's going on. Here is what is going on. I take you back to the Constitution. And I take you to Article 33. Article 33 states, hey, Fahngon. Hey, Rael. I'll give you my reference point, right? Article 33 states, let's learn this. A simple majority of each house. So a simple majority in the House of Senate will be 16. They are 30. If you take 15 from 30 and a half, they equal. 15, 15, they equal. 16, 14, 16 is what we call a simple majority. And this time, Article 33 says, and I quote again, a simple majority of each house. Why did they say each house? Because you have the House of Senate and you have the House of Representatives. A simple majority of each house shall constitute a quorum for the transaction of business, period. Yeah, Fahngon. When they tell you that they shall constitute this, that means that this thing should have this. Okay? This thing should have this. Oh. Okay? So, when you come up, you say, a quorum for the transaction of business, meaning each house shall constitute a quorum. Let's look at the meaning of quorum. Meaning the minimum number of members. The minimum, not the highest. The minimum. And you know they got their rules. And each legislative body, whether 33 or 43 or 53 or the 53 section or the 54 section, or they make their own rules. And then, not the maximum number, the minimum number, they will make their own rules that should constitute a quorum for, or if you like, put it this way, that must be present at any meeting in order for them to have proceeding. They will make that rule. They say, you know, we are 73. How many persons should constitute a quorum here before anything can happen? They could say 1/3. They could say 2/3. I don't want to go into their own area. But I'm teaching something here. So they make their own rules as to what should constitute a quorum. Meaning the minimum number that is needed for them to proceed with the transaction of business in the house at any given time. They decide that. But today, I don't want to dwell on a quorum. I want to dwell on why you saw them there today and why Thomas Fala presided. All right. Article 33 states, here is the exception. If I say this should happen before this happened, but, that but means the exception. This should happen before this happened, but That's what I mean when you're talking. Sometimes when you're speaking, some people say, I want no but. I don't want any but. Because that is the exception. So, Article 33 says, a simple majority of each house shall constitute a quorum for the transaction of business, period. But a lower number, right? A lower number may adjoin, meaning small number of people will say, you know what, let's close the business for today. A lower number may adjoin from day to day. And today was the first time. The second time, I'll read it again. But a lower number may adjourn from day to day and compel the attendance. What does that mean? And compel the attendance of the absent members. So, for example, let's say you get an UNO group. Let's, for the benefit of teaching, you get an UNO group at 30. The other UNO group at 43. We don't know what constitutes quorum in this body. That's why I don't want to go there so it don't look like I'm meddling in their affairs. No. But the law says they will go there. Okay? And from time to time, or day to day, they can compel the attendance of absent members. That means the people who are not there, they can say, you know what? Today we came, they were not here. Tomorrow they were not here. Mr. Presiding, we move that these people who are not here be compelled to come to session. Voila. The question then becomes, by what means will you compel them to come? Will you order the sergeant at arms to go for them? Will you summon them to appear in the chamber? Will you go to the Supreme Court and ask the Supreme Court to grant you a subpoena for them to appear? Either ways you do it, Article 33 is very clear that a lower number may adjoin from day to day. They didn't say adjourn forever. Today you can, you say we adjourn until tomorrow. Next day you can, we adjourn until tomorrow. And they said then you will be doing it every day. They say no. And compel the attendance of the absent members. Now listen to this interesting one. Listen to this interesting one. All right? A lot of people say, but Fahngon. So why were they there today? I said, I thought I read to you that a simple majority of each house, in that case, what would be the simple majority of the House of Representatives to your mouth? The House of Representatives comprises of 73 honorables. 73. We know 35 and 35 are 70. 36 and 36 are 72. So the simple majority will be what? 37. Hello? A simple majority will be 37. That means that's the majority in the House, and that's the simple majority. 37 persons. According to what I learned today, the group was 43. 43. And if the law in 33 says, a simple majority of each house shall constitute a quorum, then you don't ask what constitutes a quorum. Coconut, 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 coconut. The law, la constitution, a simple majority of each house shall constitute a quorum for the transaction That's why you saw them carrying out the house business today. For the transaction of business. And the book saying it, and I'm Fahngon. Please don't come and in your gossip. I'm reading. So to have that quorum, you must have 37. And today, my understanding is that they had 43. So that's more than a simple majority. And that is a quorum. But they said a lower number. A lower number. Meaning lower than a quorum. If a quorum is 37, then a lower number could be like the people who 33. That is a lower number. But then, that lower number can get in chamber, and if the 43 don't come, and the 30 get there, they say they can adjourn, meaning speaker will go in. How many we got here today? 30 or 33? Well, it does not constitute a quorum. But you see, there is a tricky word there. A lower number may, M-A-Y. It didn't compel them. It said they may adjourn. Why did they say may? Because just because they're 30 or 33 and they're not 37 to constitute a quorum means they're wrong. Perhaps if 10 persons die in a plane crash, you can't say they didn't get a quorum. Because then they will be 63 until they replace those people. If some other people travel to the US, Europe, Japan, you can't say they don't have a quorum because the people gave excuse that they will not be in session. 8 of them, you can't say they don't have a quorum. That's why the Constitution was smart. The framers, they said they may. So then, they can compel the other people to come. But in this case, there were 43 persons, according to what I learned. I stand to be corrected. I don't want to offend anybody. Therefore, if 37 persons constitutes a simple majority, which culminates into what is believed then to be a quorum, meaning it's more than 37, then the law says they can transact the business of the house. Let me say, it says a simple majority of each house. A simple majority in the house that you saw today is 37. According to what I learned, they were 43. So they were more than the simple majority. The simple majority of each house shall constitute a what? A quorum. Meaning, if they were more than 37 or 37, they had quorum. And if they had quorum, the law allowed them to transact the business of the house. Period. But if they were like 30, 33, they will have to adjourn from day to day and then compel the others to come to session. So that is what you saw taking place today. Now, some people sent me some questions that they wanted to answer. They said, Eugene, what if the speaker people remain 30 and the other people remain 43? Is this how we move on? That is when I sought to educate them. The law is very clear. You need 37 persons to have a simple majority in order to have a quorum, in order to transact the business of the House of Representatives. But to remove the speaker, you need 2/3. And 2/3 will be, we're in a situation, I don't want to ask a question. I'm waiting for the situation to be over, then I ask the question. And, because I don't want to bring up something that will just confuse the situation. But 2/3
of the legislature. You know, when you divide, not legislature, the House of Representatives, if you divide them into 3, meaning you say 3, because when you say 2/3, there are 2 parts of 3. Simple math. So you have 20, 20, 20, that's 60. Between that, 73. Right? Then you take the other 13. The other 13 now, you take a 12. You put 4 on the side, 4 on the side, 4 on the side. Eh? At 24, 24, 24. So it will be 72. You see it? Then one human being will be left. 72. 24, 24, 24. That's 72. And there are 73. One human being will be left. So 2/3 will be 48. Can you divide one human being about it? Can you divide one human being into 3? I think you take from the knee down, one person. From the chest to the knee, give it to the other person. From the chest to the head, give it to the other person. Right? No, it don't work like that. So yes, some people say 49. Some people say 48. Why? Because 48.6, you round it up. You can round numbers up. You don't round human being up. So we'll ask that question in the future for clarity. But you need a quorum and you need a simple majority to conduct business. But to remove the speaker, you need 2/3, either 48 or 49. Now, here is the tricky question. You can conduct the business of the house. That's what the law says. You can conduct other transactions. Yes. Because you got quorum. Because you got a simple majority that gave you quorum. You see what I'm saying? But can you remove the speaker? Can you remove the speaker? My answer will be, it depends. It depends, because the law is very strict as to what number must move. But then what good is it to be a speaker just by name and title when the people have a quorum, number 1. They have a simple majority, number 2. The law says they can carry out the transaction of the house. Yeah, again, let me read it because I don't want no argument. A simple majority of each house shall constitute a quorum for the transaction of business. Well, you can't tell me. You see? So you saw them today, they started transacting their business. It didn't say the speaker must be present for them to transact business. It didn't say he must be there for anything to happen. No. It is clear. Okay? So, with that said, to answer the last question the other person asked me, do you think they can look at the budget on November 8th? And I laughed. I said to them, the law says a simple majority of each house shall constitute a quorum. The last time I checked, they had a majority. The last time I checked, they had a quorum. And the law says for the transaction of business. So, that is my answer. The law did not state who could be there and who couldn't be there. The laws gave you a clear definition as to a simple majority, and that simple majority must constitute a quorum, and once they have quorum, they can transact the business of the house. So, that is it for you. I have given you Article 33, the reason why you saw those people in that place today, doing everything they were supposed to do. It is good for us to learn these things. Okay? And I am very confident. When I told somebody about Article 38, and the person argued, and argued, and argued, then today they call me, "Oh, my man, you were right, yo." I said, "No, I was not right, yo. I was not right. The Constitution was right. And the Constitution did what the Constitution was supposed to do. And the Constitution will continue to be right." And so, Liberians, today, let me end on this note. I saw a post accusing General Follett of taking almost $500,000 from Bear Mountain to do this. I think it's about time people start being stupid. Let me put it just bluntly. The way people take money is not the way money is. It's not. One day you get out, you say, "Bo Alito, here in Metro, 750,000 from over the counter." Even the late children in Liberia know that stupid lie. It's not possible. Alarm will blow, the flashpoint will be too much. Today you came, you tell another lie. The other man sat down, he said that Chairman Kun was doing it. Today the other man told about 22 men went to the capital. He said he went and forced the lawmakers then to do what the lawmakers were already doing. It's that you come to me and say, "I will force you to talk." I'm already talking. Why you can force me to talk for? You say you are going to the house to force the people to go into session. You went there, you saw them in session. Please leave. You say you wanted the people to do the Liberian people work. They got in session to do the Liberian people work. You went there, you disturbed with 24 people there. Most of whom were what? Zogos. And then you wonder why your political career is literally on hold. Because people watch our judgments. They look at our decisions. They listen to our utterances. So we have to be careful how we get out there and do things as politicians. When you pick up those innocent boys, you say you are going to force them to go to work. You saw them at work, just leave. But you put up a scenery. And tomorrow and Thursday, they go back to work again. March on the Capitol, march on the Capitol, march on the Capitol. What did we see today now? Where was the march on the Capitol? What did they see on the Capitol? Nothing. If I say I'm going to force people to go to work, and I wake up in the morning, the people are already in the chamber discussing, why should I go there now? What would be the essence of going there? Just to show off that I'm an activist. Nash Washington said the condition under which a simple majority can constitute a quorum should be spelled out by the Constitution or interpreted by the Supreme Court. Well, to some degree you got a point. But again, you have to understand, they spell it out that a simple majority, and a simple majority in the lower house or the House of Representatives means 37 persons. That is a simple majority. And it said it will constitute a quorum, period. That's it. And they will do so for the transaction of the business in the house. So again, I saw my friend today in front of those moments, Zogo beginning. I can't wait to get off this live and call him and ask him where he left the people cheering at today. Because if I tell you, I go and protest because you order office, then get in office, I go protest again. You can't do that. As a result, 23 men walking around the building, you're above that. You are above that. The other man said, he who protests and run away live to protest another day. 23 men plus himself, that's 24. He had a whole Lone Star squad with him. But you see, somebody saw it.